Hello, hello, one and all. Welcome to the live. Um, it is yours truly, the Tony Stark of the trailer park, the Kung Fu Panda of physics, the one who knows the UFOs. Oh my gosh. Um, a lot to talk about. Um, First of all, I'm not sure how good I sound because my allergies are just absolutely wrecking me right now. Um, but and I'm not sure how long this will be. I'm having kind of a hard day, but I did not let anything prevent me from doing this live. I um accidentally I dislocated one of my ribs, which is quite painful, and I'm going to seek the um, pain killing effects of what I like to call Uncle Daddy's Pango Bye Bye Juice, or as you know it more commonly as wild turkey, as soon as I'm finished here. Um, but we do have some serious things right off the bat to discuss. First of all, the untimely death of David Wilcock from the History Channel. I was very uh, grieved to hear of his passing and the way that he passed as well. And his name goes on an ever increasing list of people who are researchers, people who are knowledgeable, and people who are outspoken. And I want to start this live stream off, even though we're going to get into maybe some wild and crazy and more slightly upbeat things later. But I would like to start off this live stream by having us um, join together collectively in a moment of reverent and solemn silence for David Wilcock and the scientists and researchers and truth tellers who have been removed from the planet. Rest in peace, David Wilcock. Thank you for joining me in that. Um, so, yeah, we have people who they're dropping like flies, right? And at first, everyone is saying, "Oh, it's a conspiracy. Oh, there's not. It's a coincidence." The president of the United States said all of these scientists dropping dead or going missing all of a sudden, like right within very close time proximity of each other, is oh well, coincidence. Who knows? Maybe you know. Wow, just we live in the worst timeline. And if you agree, please drop a like on your way in. I would really appreciate you for that. I don't really get that many people on my live stream, so every little bit, every comment, every like, everything that you do really makes a huge impact. If someone has like 100,000 subscribers and you like one of their things, I mean, like it's nice, but it's a drop. Where for me, when you do these things, it really means something. So thank you for doing that in advance. So this phenomenon of these folks who are going missing, who are being well, one of these guys is a nuclear scientist, shot on his own porch. People who are taking their own lives, supposedly, which I have to say, with David Wilcock, that just doesn't add up to me. He didn't seem like the type. Not that I'm an expert on that or a psychiatrist, but um, he seemed pretty grounded in his life. He seemed like he had people around him, good people. He was married, I think, and I did not know him uh, personally. I think I met him once at Alien Con about 8 years ago, and I think we spoke briefly, but nothing of any depth, and I never corresponded with him. But we were both History Channel alumni, and you know, it hits hard because um, it seems like the people that everyone kind of made fun of, everyone pushed to the fringe, are actually we're the people who are the best source of information. And it seems as though those sources are being eliminated. And I don't like to be alarmist in that way. But I have to tell you that I think there is something going on because I've been receiving threats now through email. Um, I have unfortunately also been the recipient of some of these attempts to shut me down. Um, oh, hi, Garrett. Welcome, man. Uh, yeah, it is a waste. These are brilliant people. And I really feel like this is our government, like cutting off loose ends. That once they're out of a program or we trade out or we trade up, what we do is we cut the cords so we can't have any more Bob Lazar level leaks uh, that happen on their watch. Um, but after seeing how all of these scientists and researchers and now people like David Wilcock uh, are suddenly gone, and now I'm receiving threats. Um, it has made me take a very strong stance toward my security and also in calling these things out. But what it has not done is make me want to quit in any way. Um, if they want me to stop telling the truth, they're going to have to do the same thing to me. Only I don't think they're going to find me to be as easy of a target because I'm already defending myself against a much more advanced and intelligent species than the one that inhabits this planet. And so I'm going to be a bit more of a hard target for anyone. I'm going to be a chore. And I'm not going to go quietly. There's going to be a mess and I'm going to make fucking noise. Everyone will know. But this phenomenon of people who are just like walking out the door without their devices, no way to track them, and then suddenly ending up um, shuffling off the mortal coil or just never being seen again. People are kind of flipping out a little bit, and they're not behaving correctly. You have all these astrologers and tarot readers are like, I did the cards and they said David Wilcock isn't really dead. Like he's been taken into a program. And it's like this denial is just, it makes me really sad for people because it's hard that, um, it's hard to accept loss. And I understand that because people would rather do anything than be afraid. Fear is the main control device of human beings. And they would rather do anything than believe the truth, which is my uphill battle every day as it applies to trying to tell people the truth about aliens and about abductions and about what that experience is like, why it's being done to the best of my knowledge, and things like that. And I understand it to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's like, man, it's kind of pitiful. It's kind of pathetic that people can't just simply accept loss. It's tough. No, they're not in some secret program. No, they haven't been whisked off by the aliens. And that one I can be fairly sure about because I asked them, why why do you keep taking me back? And they said, he said, we take the apples, but we leave the tree. They don't really abscond with people very often like that. But that being said, we need to make more noise, guys. We need to make a fuss. We need to make a mess. We need to make a scene. This being polite, this being respectful and quiet and, trying to do things like the civilized way. Well, what did he say in The Dark Knight? These civilized people, they'll eat each other. And that's exactly what's happening. We need spectacle. This is why Bob Lazar is still alive. It's because he made spectacle. He got himself in front of the news cameras as quickly as he could. And, the military, the government, this is the first time they dealt with someone like Bob Lazar who just went way off script and pretty brazenly betrayed the government. I mean, it was really brazen. He did it like he had no fear. Um, and he's experienced some consequences, but they didn't rub him out like they did these other people. And I think it's because he has too much light on him. And that's what we need. We need light on us. We need people to pay attention. Would you like to know who is paying attention? Neil deGrasse Tyson is paying attention. Um, to have no to have no fear is an incredible feat in a xeno haunted world. Now, let me tell you something. Once you've lost everything there is to lose, I have nothing that they can take from me. They have nothing to do with all their strength. Um, but who is paying attention? Neil deGrasse Tyson is paying attention. Yeah. If you saw my post earlier, you saw that Neil has come out with a new book. Very interesting. Um, and the name of the book, what is it? I don't even. Uh, I have to look it up. I forgot the name of it already. Um, I bought it. It's on pre-order right now. It comes out on like the 13th or something. Oh, it's called "Take Me to Your Leader: Practical Advice for Your First Alien Encounter." Can you fucking believe that? Can you believe Neil deGrasse Tyson famously, loudly, obnoxiously uh, disbelieving, disrespectful, and skeptical of aliens, of their visitation, and especially of the abductions that people like myself experience and tell you about, has now written a book on what to do, on how to handle an alien abduction. And I just want to read you the back of the book blurb, if I may, because it is priceless. Okay. America's favorite astrophysicist has written the most entertaining and universally appealing book of his stellar career, a practical guide for dealing with alien visitors, an exploration of how it might happen, and a cultural history of our fascination with extraterrestrials. Hmm. Ever since childhood, writes Neil deGrasse Tyson, I've wanted to be abducted by aliens. Hey, you know what, Neil? I want you to be abducted by aliens too. It's the bringing you back that we disagree on, I have to tell you. Um, but it goes on. Take Me to Your Leader is the culmination of a lifetime of fascination, speculation, and the amassing of scientific data about the possibility of aliens visiting Earth. Drawing on, sorry, it's hard for me to say this next part without laughing. Drawing on a wealth of depictions from history, literature, pop culture, and film, Tyson applies the universal laws of physics to make the case for what aliens might look like, act like, and how they might travel through the universe to reach us, and what they might think of us upon arrival. Should such an event occur, Tyson further offers useful etiquette tips for your first close encounter. If you've ever wondered why there are so many UFO sightings or whether aliens might already be among us, Tyson offers an informed perspective. Motherfucker. An informed perspective that is both factual and fun. Take Me to Your Leader is a tantalizing exploration of what would be the most mind blowing experience of your life. The book for anyone who has ever wondered, are we alone? What the fucking fuckity fuck is going on this planet? Neil deGrasse Tyson denies UFOs, denies aliens, says they can't come here, says they don't, says everything's a lie or made up, imagination, sleep paralysis, swamp gas reflected off of a thermal pocket, bounced off of a weather balloon. All of a sudden now is going to be your guide, your Sherpa, your intergalactic Sherpa, who is going to help you get through what would happen on the very off chance that an alien might abduct some. What? What? I have to tell you, when I saw this, I lit up like a fucking Christmas tree because I realized, oh, oh, this book is the response to me. And I'm not trying to be like a dick or say like I'm all that, but everyone who knows about the book I wrote about him, Cosmic Blind Spot, Why Neil deGrasse Tyson is Wrong About UFOs. Well, now he has set me up perfectly for my next book, Why Neil deGrasse Tyson is Wrong About Alien Abduction. Because the one thing that he did not do to write his book, which I can plainly tell you, is he did not consult actual abductees. Not one. He decided to do this as a completely fictional exercise, talking about something that's really happening, but doing it from a fictional standpoint, having never experienced it himself, having talked to no abductees whatsoever. To write a book about what to do during an abduction is the most insane, the most arrogant, the most insulting thing I can possibly imagine. And I think it is meant to be. I believe that this book was leveled back at me as an insult. And if you doubt me, Neil left a little Easter egg on the cover. Hmm? And I'll post it after this live. You're not going to believe it. But he left an Easter egg. which let me know that this book was directed toward me as a response to my book about him. And I will post that after the live. Um, and you're going to say right now you might be thinking, "Oh, come on, you're not that important. You're not that influential." Mhm. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised who listens. And when I show you the Easter egg, you're gonna be like, "Oh, oh no, it is okay. I believe you now because it is." But uh, this book. Listen, this is the guy he's gonna walk you through what to do during an abduction. He's the guy who went on television, and I heavily criticized him because he told you, "If you're abducted, you know what you should do? You should steal something off the ship. You should take something. You should stick it in your pocket and bring it back to us." What? What are you? I was like, "No. No, you don't do that." And he's worried about etiquette. The mindset of this man is delusional. He's like the Donald Trump of science, sitting here talking to us about when we get physically abducted by another species, how to be on our best how to use our best manners. What? This is not a situation of etiquette. This is a situation of survival. This is about making it back alive and as uninjured as possible. I have put in my book, Beneath the Haunted Sky, The Evidence for Alien Abduction, what you should do. And if I could just sum it up in a nutshell, nothing. Be placid, be completely calm. Don't freak out. Do not be violent. Don't take anything. Do not touch them. We're not there to shake hands. We're being abducted and assaulted. Just get through the experience as calmly as possible and get back to us alive. That's what matters most. This is not, oh, a happy meeting. No, this is a species who is abducting us, who is assaulting us, and then returning us. This is not a meet and greet. This is not fucking summer camp. This is real life, and there are real life consequences. And he is trying to play this like a game. He is using alien abduction to make a profit when he doesn't give a shit about people like us. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the subject of alien abduction. He wants to be a petty bitch and he wants to profit off of it without knowing anything about it, ever having experienced it, or talked to any abduction survivors. This book is a piece of shit. And I haven't even read it yet. The premise of the book is shit, right? It is a total troll against the UFO community. The guy who has told you all along that you're delusional and you're making it up and you don't know what you're talking about and you're an idiot who doesn't know what happens to you in your life is now going to tell you what to do about it when it happens. Get fucked, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I have to tell you that on top of that, I made a meme. I don't know if you noticed that I put it in the community section, but I thought since he likes to write about things that he has no knowledge about as though he's an expert, I can't wait until he comes out with his own what to expect when you're expecting. How about The Art of War by Neil deGrasse Tyson, who he wrote it based on watching Saving Private Ryan 6 times, right? Hmm. And then after Neil deGrasse Tyson tells us what to do uh, in the case of an alien abduction, then we'll have Father Thomas come on and give us some sex education, and then R.L. Poole is going to come out and teach diplomacy. Like, is everybody just we're all in the wrong lane? We can't we can't just simply accept the truth. He could not take the scolding that I gave him. and that he richly deserved. But this is, while it's a terrible slap in the face to every person who has been abducted, it does present a wonderful opportunity for me because now I know what my next book is going to be. My next book is going to be called Utter Nonsense: Why Neil deGrasse Tyson is Wrong About Alien Abduction. The guy is just wrong, wrong, wrong. He is a boomer, grandpa, and Count Tocula has no business opening his mouth about alien abductions, much less writing an entire book about what to do. I mean, he was on the Late Show with Colbert, and he was just making a horse's ass out of himself. I posted the video again in the community section, and it was cringe upon cringe. And you can see if you watch him like 5 years ago and you watch him now, you can see the decline. He's like all twitchy and like weird now, and he doesn't seem to be able to fully focus on what he's talking about. I'm concerned that he's showing signs of mental decline. And I'm not saying that facetiously or trying to be mean or just gaslight. No, no, no. Watch the watch the interview, and I think that you'll see what I see. He's not quite what he used to be. And what he used to be, honestly, wasn't that much to write home about anyway. Um, but uh, so what I plan to do is I've already pre-ordered the book. It comes out on the 13th, I think. And I've already pre-ordered it on Kindle. I can't wait. Oh, and I hope it becomes a number one bestseller because I'm going to rip it to fucking shreds. So what I'm going to do is I think, and you tell me what you think, but I think a good idea would be for me to make an entire series of videos where what I do is I sit and I read his book to you for free. And then I sit there and tell you about everything that he says in there that is wrong, incorrect, inappropriate, ill informed, or just plain out made up fuckery. What do you think? I think that would be a good idea, right? To fight misinformation with real information. And let me save you the $26 he wants to charge you for this uh, pile of dog shit. So I think that I should read his entire book aloud to you. You get Neil's book read to you with the sultry tones of R.L. Pool's gravelly ass voice. And I'm happy to do it to save you the trouble. And while I'm reading his book, I will correct it for you. And I want to expose just how reckless, irresponsible, and honestly fucking petty that he is. You see, he doesn't want to come and talk to me. He doesn't want to lower himself to talk to a peasant, even though I am sticking darts in him. Just, I can't miss. I can't miss. Every time this man opens his mouth, he jams his own foot in there. Man was born with a silver foot in his mouth. Jam it in there, Neil. Get it in there nice and tight, buddy, because I'm going to keep exposing you. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was like, well, I've written the books I need to write. I've said the things I want to say. I've made the videos that contain the information that to um, forward my legacy and kind of secure this information for later generations. But now, oh, well, thank you for this gift, Neil, because I'm going to spend the next few months of the foreseeable future ripping you a new asshole right next to the asshole I ripped you the last time. There is going to be no place to hide. You have made a mistake, and I'm going to see that you pay for it. And I know that, hey, when it comes to numbers, I'm a mouse fighting a gorilla. Right, I have no chance of making like an appreciable dent in his in the mongrel species that comprise his viewership, the mediocre people who lap up his inane drivel with, "Oh, thank you for teaching us, Dr. Tyson." Like, oh my God, I am terrified of how absolutely pathetically dumb people have turned. I blame Chat GPT. I blame microplastics. Um, I blame our weakening education system. And also, I think the overly diluted gene pool, unfortunately. But so that's my plan. My plan is I'm going to fight his disrespect. His He wants to write a book about a subject as though it's theoretical, even though it's currently happening. His sources, he said, um, pop culture. Pop culture's your reference? Media? You mean movies? You're getting this from movies? Like what? When there are people like myself who's given out lots of information that if he wanted to write a serious book about what to do during abduction, and he knows me because I've been kicking his ass for about the last year, well, then why wouldn't you reach out to me and say, you know what, let's collaborate. I want to do a book on this. If it's so important, then why don't you tell me what you need to know, what I need to know, and what I think is important, I'll include in the book. No, no, no. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to make fun of us. This is personal because I have spent the last year or so destroying him. Like everything he says, I just pow, I just throw a dart and it just pops like a balloon. It's easy. It's literally effortless for me to do this because all of his arguments have to do with defying logic or twisting around logic or digging under it or misrepresenting it. And all I do is I just keep taking the same logic out and just set it there, and all of his things wither away. And now he's decided to gaslight, the ultimate gaslight. And because he knows I'm an abductee and that this is an important subject, and it's also often ridiculed. Well, this is the perfect opportunity for him to pretend as though he's the expert on alien abductions. I think it's adorable in one way and dementia in another. It's it's like someone who's never been in battle, like writing a manual of what to do if you get into a firefight. Like the guy, because you've watched Saving Private Ryan 6 times, you're not a soldier. Like, I don't care if you're double black diamond ranked on Call of Duty, you're just a guy. You don't know what an actual soldier knows. Haven't undergone any of the trauma, haven't suffered the risk, never stepped a toe on the field, but you're an expert at the game. No, no, sir. Absolutely not. And I'm tired of pretending that that he deserves any type of consideration at all on this topic. He does not. Neil, go to bed, Grandpa. We've got this, okay? Count Tocula, you've had your day and you've had your say. And you know what? It got destroyed. It got destroyed by a newer generation who knows facts, who knows how to argue properly, and who isn't under the spell of your weird narcissistic condescension. That your approval would hurt me. Honestly, if you approved of something I said, it was like, you know what, we should support that guy, I would really have to examine myself because you are so far off base. Like, okay, so here's reality, okay? Here's this reality right here, and you're way the fuck over here. Like there is ballpark, you're not in the same city as the stadium. Delusionville. And it's self-delusion about his own intellect that he thinks that he can tell other people what to do in a situation he's never been in. What? What to do if you're attacked by a mugger? Well, have you ever been mugged? But no, I've always wanted to be though. Well, okay, well that doesn't make you an expert on what to do if you're being mugged. Do you know any self defense? Or no, not really. I wrestled in college. Okay, so he's writing a book with zero qualifications to do so. Now he has a PhD. Hey, I've known a lot of PhDs. I've never seen one who is as intelligent as PH me on these subjects. Yeah, because while he may be very intelligent, uh, relatively speaking, on the subject of astrophysics, which I don't believe, but that's his area. Stay in your lane. Why are you coming out as an astrophysicist trying to tell people what they might do in case of an alien abduction when you don't believe in aliens in the first place? You don't believe they come here in the first place. You don't believe abductees, but you're going to tell us what we're going to do about it. It is the most delusional, disrespectful, and honestly, it's a waste of fucking paper. That's why I got it on Kindle. I, I want to. I'll try to save the planet from waste and stupidity at the same time. But that is my plan for the future for this channel, and of course, I'll also be making other videos about subjects as they occur to me. Uh, Important things that I feel like you need to know. And this is why I'm not like very successful. People are like, how come you only have like 1,000 subscribers? Well, because I'm not a slop generator. Like I only say something when I feel like I have something worthwhile to say. I wish so many other people would follow that example, but unfortunately they don't. And the other thing is, I'm beginning to really loathe YouTube, not the platform itself, but what people are doing with it. I don't know if you've noticed this trend, but they've had this trend now where, oh, what? Watch this video to find out this, and then okay, I'll watch it. So you start watching it, and they take 10 minutes to say what takes 30 seconds. They're trying to drag you along and drag you along. And I find it so annoying and so frustrating that I can't deal with it. And I find myself watching less and less of YouTube as time goes on, where I feel like with mine, I get to the point. I tell you right now, I just get to it and I don't jerk you around and I'm not constantly shilling stuff. I tell you about my books, like my latest book, Cosmic Blind Spot, the one that set him off. Uh yeah, I'll tell you about that. Buy my book and as a middle finger to Neil deGrasse Tyson, support a real abductee instead of his fake abduction wannabe advice. But that's and again, what am I doing? I'm selling you information. You could take this and make Neil deGrasse Tyson curl up in the fetal position in a debate. He will curl up in a little ball and he will cry because there's no way out. And that's why he didn't write a rebuttal to it. He wrote about something else, his imaginary version of what an alien abduction is like, because, well, he's watched movies and studied pop culture. So that's a reliable source. Right off the bat, as a scientist, you say that's the well of evidence that you're drawing from. You're not going from actual experiencers, you're not going from reports, you're going from movies, you're going from pop culture references. Really? That's your source? Nothing about him or this book should ever be taken seriously again. The man is fucking delusional. He is clown shoes, man. He's a joke. And the more I hear him these days, the more of a clown he looks like. Every time he talks, I can't help but hear da 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 da. It's Barnum and fucking Bailey with him, and he's corny and uses the same worn out old dad jokes and disparaging of things that really deserve scientific study and consideration. And I'm going to war. I'm going to fucking war on this book and on his nonsense, his disrespect of people like me, people like you, people who know. that this is real and it has real consequences. And he wants to pretend that it's some kind of remote experience in ancient fucking history, and it's not. This is real. This is prescient, and this is happening to people today. Right now, it's happening to someone on this planet, and he wants to treat us and the subject like it's a joke. And the joke's on him because this time, this community has a representative who will not sit here and silently take it. Do you notice that no one else in the UFO community ever fights back against this guy? They just yeah, they just go and fucking slink away somewhere under a rock because they're afraid they might accidentally offend someone. Well, those of you who know me know I have no problem with that. Not if the truth's on the line. Yeah. So the same people who once applauded your authenticity, well, now you're abrasive when it's pointed at them, right? I'm authentic when I'm talking about this asshole, but you're talking about me? Oh, that's abrasive. I love those people. They're my favorite. Um, but that was really all I came on here to say. Um, and I think I'm going to cut this a bit short tonight. I love you guys. I'm glad to see you. I'm in a bit of pain. By the way, I do not recommend dislocating a rib. It it felt like being shot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like, oh, there are levels, and I discovered a new one, and it is still very owy. So I'm going to find myself some pain go bye bye juice and try to relax. And while I am, I'll be thinking about you, and I will be thinking about my next move to um, fight against the tyranny of mainstream science and their mockery of our trauma. We need to get mad. We need to get good and fucking pissed at these people who are treating us like a joke, like we don't matter, as if we have not been through enough. Oh no, it's not enough that I've had this happen to me my entire life, that I've had been abducted and assaulted over and over for 40 years. It's not enough that my fellow human beings who I have tried to tell about this and share things. I sit here and I draw sketches just on my own, just out of the blue. Just the trauma comes back up, and I'm like, I just start sketching it out. And no, it's not enough. It's not enough that our fellow human beings mock us and don't believe us. No, no. Now mainstream science has now taken another step in the disrespect and the denial of these experiences. Absolutely not. It's time to get mad. And like my grandfather used to say, when it comes to fighting, you have to know when the talking part is over and the ass kicking part needs to begin. And it's time to kick this guy's ass. He's out of his depth. He's old. He's out of it. He doesn't do science. He is a dilettante. He is a poser. He LARPs science now. He doesn't do it. He hasn't written a paper in 18 fucking years. This guy is so out of the loop. All he knows are talk shows, green rooms, and a podcast. And he is one of the most popular yet deplorable people I have ever seen. And every time he opens his mouth on this subject, he disrespects us. He does not deserve respect in return. I do not give respect for disrespect. I hope that you join me. I hope that you take this opportunity as permission to get mad. You're allowed. I'm giving you permission to be mad at this guy. Don't do anything crazy or abusive. But if you wanted to reach out to him and tell him exactly how you feel, I think that's completely appropriate. I think if you wanted to pass this along, if you wanted to pass that message about how out of his depth and unqualified he is to write this book, I think that's great too. I think if you came here and listened to me read the entire book to you for free, that's a nice middle finger to him. And I will give you better information while I do it. So, thank you guys for being here. And thank you for those who show up later. I really do love you. I'm sorry I'm so mad, but this is the limit, man. And at what point are we allowed to just kind of crash out and lose our shit on someone? There is no one more deserving on this topic right now than Neil the Enemy Tyson. And I stand by that. And I wish that more people in the upper crust or whatever of the UFO community would grow a pair and stand up against these people. Enough trying to prove it, blah, 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 blah. No, no, no. We need to strike back at these people who are disrespecting, misinforming, and disinforming those who need to know about what we've been through. Drop me a like if you agree. I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. And I want to say thank you. I'm very grateful for my new subscribers. Hi. You're coming at a bit of an angry point. It does lighten up sometimes. We do have more lighthearted discussions about things and all of that, but the fight is constant. And it seems as though I'm one of the only people willing to fight. I hope you join me. And I hope to see you again soon. The McRib is back. Ow. All right, guys. I love you. Have a good night. Bye.